Also breaking overnight, we've got this. A longtime Senate Intel Committee staffer now facing charges of lying to the FBI as part of the investigation of the leaking of classified information. At the same time, federal agents seizing phone and email records from New York Times reporter Ali Watkins. President Trump reacting on that moments ago before he headed up to Canada for the G7. He said this.
It's very interesting that they caught a leaker and it's a very important leaker. It could be a terrific thing. I believe strongly in freedom of the press. I'm a big believer in freedom of the press. But I'm also a believer in classified information. Has to remain classified. And that includes Comey and his band of thieves who leaked classified information all over the place.
Texas Republican John Ratcliffe listening to that, sits on the House Judiciary Committee. I see the smile on your face as you're listening to the comments from the president. Also former U.S. attorney and federal prosecutor. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your time. Why the smirk? And what do we need to understand about this alleged leaker?
Well, you know, what's been alleged, Bill, is that James Wolfe, who for the past 29 years has been the Senate Intelligence Committee's security director, had tens of thousands of communications with at least 3 different reporters. I think the most troubling allegation, Bill, is that on the day he received classified information about Carter Page, obviously a central figure in the Trump-Russia collusion investigation and potential FISA abuse matter, he had 82 text message communications with one reporter in particular. So I think folks need to understand that the Senate Intelligence Committee and the House Intelligence Committee have oversight over the FBI, over the CIA, and over the NSA, and as a result, the folks on those committees and the folks that work for those committees have access to our most sensitive national security matters. So it's always a good thing that we see that there is investigation and prosecution of folks if they're not handling that classified information appropriately.
So let's see where that goes. What did you think of the president's comment about James Comey? He said James Comey and his band of thieves.
Well, I think, you know, the president always has colorful language to describe Mr. Comey. I'm interested in the language that Inspector General Horowitz uses to describe former Director Comey when we see that report next week. And as you know, Bill, it's expected next week, and we'll have hearings following that here in the House and over in the Senate. And, you know, I think what I would remind your viewers is we call it the Hillary Clinton email investigation, but it's really an investigation into whether the Secretary of the State violated the Espionage Act. And what we've seen is, you know, that would be a very serious violation, and yet we saw a case where no grand jury was convened, subpoenas weren't issued to compel evidence, witnesses were just asked to provide that voluntarily, witnesses representing each other, witnesses sitting in on interviews with alleged co-conspirators, folks lying to the FBI, giving immunity agreements, folks lying or destroying evidence, giving immunity agreements. All of those things, Bill, as a former federal prosecutor, I haven't seen, and got Jim Comey to admit under oath that he hadn't seen. So it'll be interesting to see what the Inspector General says about all of that.
Just a pointed question on the Inspector General's report. Do you believe, based on what you're hearing or what you know, that this will change the course of this entire investigation?
Well, I'll first say when we talk about leaks and troubling information, I don't think as a member of Congress on a committee of jurisdiction that I should be getting my news about the Inspector General's report from ABC or any other media outlet. I haven't seen the report yet, so I can only, you know, comment on what's already being reported, and that concerns me. But I do think that we are talking about something unprecedented if, in fact, as is being reported, that the Inspector General finds fault, potential misconduct, with the former Attorney General of the United States, former FBI Director, and former Assistant FBI Director. That would be a very troubling place for our law enforcement in this country to be, and I think that could have a profound impact on where things go from here.
Well, we'll find out together the next Thursday when the report goes public and hearings follow the week after that. That's the schedule anyway. We'll see if it sticks to that.
Have me back on, Bill.
Will do. John Ratcliffe, thank you, the Republican from Texas. Thanks for coming on.